Okay, this will be an interesting one. Let's see if I can make this turn up a treat. Going to leave. I don't know why I keep going there, because most of these types of originals I use, I don't like using the enlargement or reduction for most cases. Going to try and make this something a little bit different. I'm going to add a background colour, even though we're not turning it negative. I think magenta is the right colour. I'm going to see if I can make this look interesting, even more so. What is it? In style, onward, in joyful fashion. Okay, I like the smiley face. Very nice, very 90s. Very much a 90s techno. Makes me think of techno. The techno culture of the 90s. Just going to place her there like so, and we're going to make it into something interesting. Okay. So the white areas should hopefully take up the magenta, and the rest should stay the same, hopefully. Yeah, that looks really interesting. That looks very much like a techno theme. It looks a bit wishy-washy, the magenta. That looks really interesting. I'm wondering if we're going to use it. Maybe that's going to be the centre. Oh, there's her face. There's a nice shape. That means it's going to make a good piece. I don't like the magenta, however. I do find that it's sort of a little bit wishy-washy, but it might look a bit better when I use it. This user interface is such a fuck. I really hate the way Konica Minolta have made it like this. They've made it really really difficult to use. Actually, I forgot to... where is it? Where is it? Yeah, we switched off the background colour. Good. It's an experiment anyway. We did something a little bit different. In style. I don't know why they... In style, it's an interesting name. That's an interesting inverted version of a smiley. Looks unhappy, actually, to be honest. So we're just going to maybe got to enlarge it slightly, but basically I'm missing a loved one, and I'm trying to get this artwork on free-to-air TV. It's not as easy as it looks, trying to get something like this to go to air. It's not like the usual negative news that you get fed to you every night when you open when you switch on the television, and there's always something catastrophic that's just happened, and there's always something that's bad. And you don't hear much. You don't hear many love stories. You don't hear much. You just hear all this crap. And it's like the TV channels just love it. They just don't want to do anything different than to put on this negative shit. Maybe we could lighten it, but it's going to lighten that off a bit. That sort of spoiled the image. I do think it would have looked better without the magenta, to be honest. Maybe I could do a negative positive reversal, perhaps, something different. But I'm really missing my partner, and it's really been difficult trying to get in touch. trying to get in touch with someone that basically you haven't seen for decades, trying to put right the wrongs of the past, because the past haunts me, folks, and I don't have any way of dealing with it except to try and go to air. And it's not as easy as it looks, trying to get this air time, trying to put the past behind me. And I wish the TV channels could just understand how I feel. I know they might think I'm a bit selfish, a bit self-centered, but I really need to. Now that shirt looks nice. I don't like the orange there, that's the sky. But basically, it's really hard to put the past behind me. I'm trying my best to help put the past behind whatever I've done horribly wrong. And it's not as easy as it looks trying to do that. I really feel that my efforts are being hampered. I really feel like I'm not getting anywhere. That the past is the future, because I have no way of correcting it. And it really hurts, because I really want to get in touch and find this person and get married before I get any older. I'm not getting young anymore. Now that looks better. I do like that hue. That was the hue change. We just shifted it. The faces don't look as nice as that, but there's always a trade-off when you're dealing with these colour controls, and the faces don't look as nice. Wondering if we're going to make it another negative image. Not negative as in news. Sounds like the news. Wondering if we're going to just take out the enlargement for the time being and make this colour reverse back to normal. So I'm just going to do something here. But it's really difficult trying to make an effort, trying to make something out of this. It's really not as easy as it looks. And these news channels are really quite recalcitrant in their ways. They're sort of stuck in their ways, and they don't like anything really new. They're afraid of new stuff. They don't seem to have any concept that maybe if we get away from some of this negative stuff, we might get some more progress. They might indeed have more added to their ratings if they could just see that this negativity doesn't have to be all the time. They can somehow take it away and just do something different, present something a little bit fresh, new, truly news. As in, I thought the word news is like NEWS, like new stuff that you see on the TV, but it's all old. It's all old shit. It's all old-fashioned, stuck in their ways, bit like the old fuddy-duddies of the news world. I should have taken off the enlargement. I forgot to take off the enlargement off the last one. Yeah, that looks really interesting, actually. I do think maybe I have to go back, and I can see there's a bit of the black there. But that looks interesting. I'm just going to put that back. Actually, I'm going to take this. That's the one I want. I have to get rid of the enlargement first. This is not the one we used. I think we used this version, the original. So we're just going to remake. Sorry about the difficulties. I don't want to lose that face there in the end. So I'm just going to remake it. But basically, it's really a challenge trying to get the establishment to stand aside just briefly and to open up to something a little bit different. Like it would be nice to see something different. instead of having the same old blah, 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 the same old shit that they like to. This is what we were meant to remove, so we'll just remove it. So, we have to somehow get away from this death, disease, disaster, destruction, crime, murder, suicide, rape, shark attack, house fire, car crash, car chase, carjack, whatever. We've got to get rid of it. Not get rid of it, but we've got to sort of step aside from it for a moment and just consider that there's more to life than just this negative shit that the news typically likes to broadcast. So we have to somehow see beyond outside the square. We've got to think outside the bloody box instead of constantly sticking with what we already know. I know it feels safe to do the conventional way of things. I know it feels safe, but sometimes playing it safe can be more dangerous than being a little bit on the daring side and just stepping out of your comfort zone. This is to the TV channels that I'm trying to get interested, the mainstream ones, the free to air, typically free to air. I'm trying to get them interested, folks. It's not as easy as it looks. It really is a challenge, trying to challenge the status quo of things. To be quite honest, I don't have a respect for the status quo as a general rule. I do find it really annoys the shit out of me. Everything having to stay the old-fashioned way, the safe way, and it just really annoys the shit out of me. Now that looks interesting. I like these colours there, as I said, and now we've got a bit of yellow highlighting those areas there. So this has turned out probably better than I thought. I'm just going to print it off. But I just need to get cooperation so I can get in touch with this person. I'm now 48 and I'm really not getting any younger, and I'm really missing my partner. There's one good thing, I'm not wanting to have children because I'm 48 and I do think I'm going through menopause, so my body is changing, and fortunately for us, we're not interested in having children. Otherwise we'd be in the deep shit if we wanted children, but fortunately that's not on our agenda. Our agenda is to redesign the photocopier. He's into photocopiers, folks, just like me. And basically we want to redesign the photocopier and do some good work for the planet and for the human race through the money we earn as a result of our efforts building hopefully the best photocopiers on Earth. So we need to get together and get together soon. Sure, we're not going to have children, that's okay, but our bodies are still getting older. We don't have much time. I do believe he's in his early 50s. I'm in my late 40s, 48 as I just said. So we're not getting any younger. And most of my aunties have died. So most of my mum's side of the family has died. So yeah, it's a lot of early mortality in my mum's side of the family. Anyway, enough of that. I think that looks really quite interesting. I do think maybe we could do maybe a switcheroo, or maybe we'll just leave it like that. I think now we can call it quits.